Welcome to Yoda's Padawan. Today I have a story to tell you about place value. Once upon a time, there was a special place called Number Street. Number Street was a magical place. One day, a special little cube named One came to visit Number Street. She found Number Street so enchanting that she decided she wanted to live there. So she came to the first house and decided to take a peek. The One's house was kind of big, but it was such a wonderful place, she thought it was a perfect place to live. So she decided to see if there was another house that would fit her better. She went to check out the Ten's house. The Ten's house was definitely too big, so she decided to keep exploring. One went to the Hundred's house, and when she got inside, it was so big, she was almost lost. She decided that she would move into the One's house and call some friends to come visit. Two came to visit, and he liked the street so much, he decided to stay. And three came to visit One and Two. She decided to stay. Then came 4, 5, and 6. It was such a perfect place to live. Everybody got along, and it was just the right size. But as more friends came to visit, like 7, 8, and 9, it started to get a little crowded. And when 10 moved in, it was so crowded that they knew they could not stay. So all of the number friends decided to move into the 10's house. Much better fit. But they were so used to living in the cramped little One's house that they all stuck together like magic. Pretty soon, more cubes heard about the great magic on Number Street. And another cube, his name was also One, came to visit. And just like the first one, when he visited the One's house, he thought it was just a little too big. So he also decided to explore. When he went to the 10's house, he could see it was already occupied, and somebody that lived there was already named One. That would be a little confusing. So he went to the Hundred's house. He also almost got lost in such a big space. So he went back to the One's house, and there he lived very happily. When his friends came to visit, they also moved in. So then 2 and 3 lived in the house with Number One. And then along came Number 4. And 5 and 6 came to visit, and they moved in too. Then came 7 and 8 and 9. And when 10 got there, oh my goodness, they were really squished again. So they decided the best thing to do was move into the 10's house where there was more space. But they learned the same lesson as the first group of cubes. They were so used to living in the tiny space that they all stuck together, even in the bigger house. This kept happening, and more numbers moved in and turned into families of 10. This kept happening until one day there were 9 families living in the tens house. And when family number 10 moved in, they were so squished that the big group had to move to the hundreds house. Still to this day, we say when there is less than a group of 10, we call them ones. And once we get a group of 10 and they move over, we call them tens. So one group of 10 makes a 10. It's also called 110. It has 2 names. If we add another group of 10, we say it's 2 tens because we have 2 groups of 10. We can say it's 2 tens or 10, 20, because if we separate them back out, we have 20 cubes. If we have 3 tens, we call it 30, because if we separate them out, we have 30 cubes, or we can say we have 1, 2, 3 tens. And that's why the numbers got their new names when they moved to Mass Street. The end.